this whole Brock Purdy is our starting quarterback, Trey Lance dynasty value. As the Podfather, Trey Lance needs a dynasty ranking update today. Let's parse out. First, just give us the one-line version of what's changed with Trey Lance's value as it relates to Kyle Shanahan's comments.
Self-sabotage would be my short comment about it. It's self-sabotage by Shanahan because he, in one foul swoop, buries Trey Lance's dynasty value and lowers his NFL trade value to build up Brock Purdy and to build up, the chances of journeyman Sam Darnold. It is such a dumb decision for Shanahan to put this out in the open. It's inexplicable, to be honest with you, and it's very bad for Trey Lance and dynasty, right, Matt?
Shanahan is a megalomaniacal idiot. This is the problem. And these kinds of coaches, they may be super smart, and he may be able to coach up that stretch zone running scheme better than anybody else, okay? And he may be able to train seventh-round picks to go through the read progressions and hit the best weapons that are available to any quarterback in the league with efficiency. But they will ultimately be their own undoing because Shanahan also knows how smart Shanahan is. And that attitude, that ego, will ultimately be his undoing, and this is what's happening. He just thinks he can just say anything, right? It doesn't matter. He's Shanahan. Whatever. It's all about him and his relationship with Trey Lance trying to motivate him. That's what this is all about. Instead of taking a step back about what's in the best interest of the organization. I don't think that Kyle Shanahan thinks about that. I think he thinks about Kyle Shanahan. That's what he's thinking about. He's thinking about, well, I'm having a difficult time reaching Trey Lance. So I'm going to go ahead and cost the organization millions and millions of dollars and cost the roster talent in the future in whatever trade for Trey Lance ultimately happens, because now Trey Lance is going to get traded. Now that we know this, most teams hide this information from us. So we as dynasty managers don't know that Trey Lance may not be in the league for very long. If Trey Lance is not showing up to the facility, if Trey Lance is not putting the work in, given that he has like one full season with North Dakota State, and it's frustrating his head coach to this degree that he'll sabotage the organization in order to try to motivate this guy, this is a major red flag. It's a major red flag for anyone that has Trey Lance or thinking about drafting Trey Lance, and it's just a reminder that no matter how smart you are as a coach, when it becomes about you, then it's at the detriment of the organization.
Yeah, I just think that with Trey Lance, though, it's like they have investment in him. Is it time now, Theo, to divest of that and understand that it's a sunk cost as far as what they paid versus what value they're going to squeeze out of him?
In a perfect world, yes, they would be moving on. But my question for you both is, if they had these sort of regrets about drafting Trey Lance and having Trey Lance as a potential starter this year, why would they go after Sam Darnold as the quarterback competition? And I think it kind of speaks a little bit to what Matt talked about with Shanahan is one of the most arrogant maniacs in the entire league. The guys,
you know why? Because he thinks he can fix him. That's why. He can fix him. That's why. This is the ego on Kyle Shanahan is unmatched. This undeserved arrogance. Now, it may work in the short term, getting Trey Lance in the building to put the work in. But it also just destroyed his trade value, and certainly it's hurting his dynasty value.
Hey Theo, do you think that the Sam Darnold signing has to do with maybe that both of these players, Purdy, well, we know about Purdy, and Lance aren't 100% yet, so at least there's someone that's only 25 years old that probably can operate in his system. He is, is that maybe the Darnold explain the Darnold contract?
Yeah, no, I mean, I get bringing in a QB because you're concerned about those two guys and you don't want to draft another young player to be in the mix with two other young players. But my question is the choice of Darnold when there was multiple quarterbacks they could have gone after this offseason that would have made more sense. I'll say, like, I'll go real low. Gardner Minshew would have made more sense than Sam Darnold. Like,
That's
you can you could have gone and got Minshew. We don't even need to talk about them, making things right with Jimmy Garoppolo and figuring out a way to bring him back, or going and getting a Derek Carr or some sort of a fill-in type quarterback. You could have literally gotten Gardner Minshew and felt a lot better at things than Darnold.
But that kind of quarterback, Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew, does not work for Kyle Shanahan because they're too headstrong.
Yeah.
No, he needs a quarterback that has been fully, totally, and completely humbled. So then he will just do exactly what I say, because anything other than doing exactly what I say is not good enough for me. Right? And this is why. I mean, Trey Lance is really talented. This is the great dilemma that Kyle Shanahan faces, is that he can't bring in players in leadership positions that are too talented, because then he'll lose control. Right? He can't have Aaron Rodgers back there. Aaron Rodgers is going to want to call his own plays. He can't have that. Oh,
can't have that.
He must have a puppet. It's a puppet or bust.
Kyle Shanahan's record in the regular season is 52-46, guys. 52-46. I get it. He's done well in the postseason, 6-3 postseason record, but 52-46 for a guy who thinks he's the smartest man in the room, no matter what room he's in.
Hey, you like that video? Be sure to subscribe and activate those alerts so you get notified as soon as new videos drop. And be sure to check out playerprofiler.com. We have all the tools for you to dominate every type of fantasy league. We have a draft kit, Dynasty Deluxe, data analysis, DFS Dominator, and don't forget the player rankings to rule them all.